I love killing. It's my favorite kind of thing. Other beings love art, music, poetry. I find all these things and more in the lifeless eyes of my victims. The world dealt me an unlucky hand because when I was 11 Earth years old, my teacher called my parents into the classroom and sat them across from her large oak bench and proceeded to tell them that I had a below average IQ. What do you mean? My dad asked. My dad isn't very smart and it takes him a while to grasp things. She means our child is an idiot, my mother said, to which my teacher nodded. My mum was smart. She could grasp things quickly. I wonder where he got it from, she added, while rolling her eyes at my father. It would be best if he ventured into things not academically related, like sports or manual work. Anything really, because he isn't bright at all academically, my teacher emphasized. My parents got me to do sports, but I wasn't really good at it. They tried art, music and the likes, but I was a failure at that too. Earth then joined the Galactic Confederacy and our lives transformed, broadening into a wider paradigm that encompassed more than Earth could offer. I joined the Earth's Galactic Army as a foot soldier when the war against the Beckerverse started. The Beckerverse are a race of humanoid aliens, whose difference from us is that they have one eye in the middle of their foreheads, and their feet are webbed. They also have 3 lungs and 2 hearts, and also wanted Earth's resources. All this was taught to us by international genetic scientists upon a big screen. And as they talked to the Beckerverse, I listened and found myself becoming intrigued with the details about the Beckerverse anatomy. They were hard to kill. For some reason they could withstand a bullet to the midriff, and headshots weren't easy during rapid movement. So one night in my bunker, I developed an idea that first started as a thought. I rushed to the general early the next morning and saluted him. "Sir," I said. I always say sir while addressing anyone, even those below my rank, though, to be honest, there aren't that many people below my rank. "What is it, soldier?" the general inquired. "I've discovered a way to kill the Beckerverse," I said. He told me to explain, and I told him that bullets didn't work on them because their extra body organs meant their vital organs were halved, and the only way to put a Beckerverse down was to decapitate them or shoot them in the head. But what if there was a way to ensure a single bullet put them down? A special bullet that fragmented on impact and spread to all the vital organs, hence putting an end to an individual. The general said, "You're a dumbass, soldier. I don't want you using that head of yours because it's filled with nonsense. Do you hear me, soldier?" "Yes, sir," I said, because I'm polite and understand authority. A few weeks later, I was summoned to a panel meeting. That's when you present yourself before the higher echelons of the military system. I was surprised to be called before them, but I went either way because I'm obedient. I saw the general at the meeting, and he proceeded to tell me that he'd shared my idea with his comrades, and they found it sound. He also said that the fragmenting bullets took quite a lot from the creative ballistic team, but they had made a breakthrough, and I was going to prove to the panel that my idea works. A Beckerverse alien was dragged before the congregation, and tied to a solitary chair in the middle of the room. The Beckerverse was speaking in their language, and it sounded like it was either cursing itself or cursing us. I was handed a pistol, whose barrel was shorter yet thicker. I turned the safety off and pointed it at the Beckerverse without being told. I fired, and the thick bullet exited the barrel and pierced through the Beckerverse's midriff. The Beckerverse didn't budge. It started laughing, and then his laugh was cut short, as his eye turned red with blood, and his ears started oozing blood. It then coughed up a mouthful of blood and hung its head. Dead. It was my first kill, and I was so excited. The panel applauded me for my ability to carry out duty, and the tide of war against the Beckerverse was changed. I was promoted from a simple foot soldier to a special task force, whose purpose was the study and implementation of alien devs. Do you know how to kill a Drokizonian? They are aliens who breathe through a hole in their heads. They are extremely difficult to kill because they move very fast and have the ability to leap entire chasms. They can do this because the large amount of air they take in charges their limbs and enables them to move ceaselessly without tiring. We developed a gas that is poisonous called HP-30. Simply releasing the gas upon a battlefield constricts the air passageways of the Drokizonians and renders them useless. They drown on air. They claw at the hole in their heads and scream wordlessly as they suffocate to death. Isn't that exciting? I was there when we tested the gas in the first Drokizonian. A tear travelled down my cheek. I was moved by his death. There are the Chupras, an alien race with fur that we discovered was highly flammable. Burning them to death was the easiest way to handle them. There are the Inubrians, an alien race who act as a hive mind. They move uniformly and carry out tasks as a collective. We realized they communicated through a frequency that couldn't be heard by human ears, but we figured out a way to block the frequency and render them useless. Using a signal jammer crippled the Inubrians. Cutting off a part of them for the hive mind resulted in immobility. The Inubrians would just stand, staring into the distance with their large obsidian eyes, unable to move, for they did not know the command of their hive mind. It was easy to slaughter them then. I'd run around with a baseball bat adorned with razors and smash their heads in. Their blood is golden, and I look beautiful while covered in it. Is killing my calling? In all honesty, yes it is. When you find something that you're passionate about, the world makes sense, the universe makes sense, and you find yourself having a purpose. And what greater feeling is there than having a purpose? It rivals love and also complements it, because I love killing.